I think I'll beat you is because I'm bringing something different to the table that you haven't seen before. He talked about it, but he's not overlooking me. He's talked about it, but he knows that there's definitely a challenge in front of him, and that's not like being put aside. I have to do this. So comparing myself to Francis is not a comparison, because I've been boxing with Peter Fury for 15 years. So, and of course, I was boxing to kickbox, but I've been in and around boxing for such a long time.
You expect to beat Oleksandr Usyk May 23rd?
Of course. The biggest difference, and that's going to be the reason why I'm going to beat you.
We'll see.
100%.
But first?
My?
Yes.
Because I must do it.
Simple.
Yeah. It's my work. You know, we prepare.
Rico Verhoeven and Oleksandr Usyk's intense face-off turned heated the moment both champions stepped in and started firing bold warnings. The chilling warning comes from Verhoeven, who insists he is bringing something Usyk has never faced before and believes it will be the key to beating the champion.
I think I'll beat you is because I'm bringing something different to the table that you haven't seen before. You've seen everything there is in the sport of boxing, and I know you're a champion, you have a champion mindset, and you've been watching all my videos and dissecting everything, and your team has been doing that, and you've been getting sparring partners and as much information as possible, but still, I'll bring something to the table that you haven't seen before. And that's gonna be the difference, the biggest difference, and that's gonna be the reason why I'm gonna beat you.
We'll see.
100%.
In response, Usyk makes it clear he prefers hard work over words, and instead of a handshake, he insists meeting Verhoeven only inside the ring when the boxing begins.
Because I must do it.
Simple.
Yeah. It's my work. You know, we prepare. All people prepare for fight, but win give only God.
That's what he says as well.
Yeah, it's like the 23rd of May. The light's gonna shine on both of us, but at the end of the fight, only one of us is gonna be in the light. So, may the best man win.
May the best man win. Handshake?
See you later.
Of course.
Despite coming from kickboxing, Rico remains confident in his ability to beat Usyk, insisting he has been sharpening his boxing skills with Peter Fury for years.
I have to do this. So, comparing myself to Francis is not a comparison, because I've been boxing with Peter Fury for 15 years. So, and of course, I was boxing to kickbox, but I've been in and around boxing for such a long time.
You expect to beat Oleksandr Usyk May 23rd?
Of course. Well, that's of course. I think, in my opinion, I believe I can do it.
But none of this worries Usyk, and for those questioning his preparation, he says he is training harder than ever, treating Rico just as seriously as his past rivals.
For me, doesn't matter. It's a wrestler, kickboxer, but or boxer. My prepare 100%. My prepare now is like same for Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Daniel Dubois, but all my rivals. But I'm not say how. It's not good boxing. I training not hard. I more training, more do it new exercise, but sparring partner, we become sparring partner, yes, different sparring partner who same with Rico, but we training hard every day.
Meanwhile, things look risky for Usyk as the WBC orders him to face German interim champion Agit Kabayel, or risk losing his belt, with Kabayel also insisting he wants the fight.
I think I will fight the best, and Usyk is the best. Give me please the fight with Usyk, not the belt, you know. You know, for me it's interesting the fight, you know, and the belt is only like the give when you win, you know. And yeah, I want Usyk. better fight for the fans. I think this is the biggest fight what he can make right now.
According to Kabayel, Usyk is avoiding him, thinking he is not a big name yet, but he confirms that after he finishes his fight with Rico, he is next for Usyk.
I think Kabayel's name is not too big, you know, but too much risk.
I was hoping you said he was scared, but maybe not.
No, I know that. I know he's not scared. I think he's not scared, but he's a big sportsman. You know, respect him not. He's a very good boxer. I think, you know, he thinks Kabayel is not a big name, but I say to him, when he sees this, come to Germany, we'll sell out the arena, stadium, easy, and he understands after this, Kabayel is a really big name in Germany.
There you go, there you go.
On the other hand, Usyk's longtime rival Tyson Fury, who has even been training Rico Verhoeven, fires shots at Usyk, calling him a rabbit, and tells Turki Al-Sheikh he believes after beating Anthony Joshua, he will get his rematch and complete the trilogy boxing fans have been waiting for, claiming he already won before and will do it again.
Turkey, I'm on the running machine, on the road, look. Road running like Rocky Balboa. After I beat Joshua, I want his sensei. I want a rematch with a rabbit. I want in London, or I want in Las Vegas, or New York City, baby! I promise you, rabbit, you will have the rabbit.
Usyk does not stay silent and responds even stronger, calling Tyson Fury his greedy belly friend. Fury reaffirms his readiness for the showdown and insists that no matter what happens, he is there to put on a great show. He makes it clear that his focus is fully locked on the fight and he is prepared for whatever comes next in this heated rivalry.
Hi brother, I am ready every time. I'm ready. Las Vegas, New York, Saudi Arabia, anything. Come on! Greedy belly is my friend.
As the back and forth between Fury and Usyk is ignited once again, Tyson Fury declares he is ready to take a feast and calls it a rabbit's pie. He goes further, labeling Anthony Joshua a dosser bum with no chin and promises he will knock him out as their talks continue. Even then, Fury keeps the main focus on Usyk, making it clear he is more than ready and fully locked in for the showdown ahia.
Greedy belly is coming for a feast of rabbit pie. Get up! First I'll start with a chinless bum dosser, Anthony Joshua, and I will knock him out. And then I'm coming back for a rabbit pie. Ah! Greedy belly is ready for some more rabbit pie. There's only me. There's nobody else. I'm the cash cow. Come on! You want big paydays? It ain't in Agit Kabayel. It ain't in Anthony Joshua. It ain't in Dubois. It's in the Gypsy King. Come on! London, New York, Las Vegas. Let's rock and roll, baby!
As Usyk's next fight draws closer against Verhoeven, UFC analyst Chael Sonnen openly shares his reaction, saying it is fascinating how Rico shows complete belief in himself to defeat Usyk. Sonnen adds that Verhoeven must see a weakness in Usyk he feels he can target, otherwise he would have chased bigger paydays, including a possible clash with Francis Ngannou. This makes it clear the fight is not about money, but a real challenge Rico is fully invested in.
For Usyk, which turns out not to be a cash grab. How do we know that? Well, we know that because he was offered more cash somewhere else. It's not a cash grab. He sees something in Usyk that he can beat. And that in and of itself is compelling. Like whether a guy can beat a guy or not, that's why you put him in the ring. We as the viewer have got to believe both guys think they can win. And that's not very common. Both guys don't always think they can win. Rico thinks he can beat Usyk. And that alone is compelling for me.
Amid growing praise for Usyk, Max Kellerman offers a more critical view, saying the champion has still not fully dominated the heavyweight division. Kellerman argues that matchups against Agit Kabayel, Moses Itoma, or Fabio Wardley, along with an active schedule of up to 5 fights in a year, would truly establish Usyk's legacy at heavyweight. He also suggests Usyk could ask the WBC for a tune-up bout between major fights, but still maintains that the division has not been completely cleared.
Yes, there are still guys there, but can't you say that there's always going to be somebody there that, you know...
And therefore, if you haven't beaten them all, you haven't cleaned them out.
Right, but by the time he's done beating them...
No, there are fights. Like, for example, if Usyk fought at least 3 times a year, and he took out Wardley and Itama and Kabayel, then you could legitimately say he's cleaned it out, right? But that you don't need to not take an in-between fight until you've cleaned it out. As long as you are relatively active and not ducking guys, you're entitled to fight a guy who's not the biggest killer in your division, especially if you want to make a big event. Who does he make a bigger event right now?
While Rico Verhoeven continues his preparation under Peter Fury's mentorship, Max Kellerman points out potential flaws in his style, saying he depends too heavily on hand blocks that will not hold up against Usyk. Kellerman explains that such defense might work in kickboxing or even a street fight, but against an elite boxer it becomes a serious weakness. He believes Usyk would dictate the exchanges and completely neutralize that approach inside the ring.
I've seen Verhoeven, because once this fight got made, I checked him out a little bit. His hand game looks like 52 hand blocks, guys, which is, I don't know, 52 hand blocks. You're a slap box in the neighborhood, but that came out of the prisons, right? Like 52 hand blocks, close range fighting and stuff, and you see it in the street a lot. As Jizza said on Liquid Swords, therefore your 52 hand blocks is useless. That stuff ain't gonna work against the best heavyweight in the world. If he comes into the fight with the hand block stuff, Usyk is going to do what he pleases.
But as Max Kellerman brings up the size difference, another panelist, Shady, jumps into the debate and argues that skill matters more than physical advantage. He points to the Conor McGregor bout with Floyd Mayweather, saying McGregor attempted unusual movements because of his UFC habits, and claims that if Mayweather had pressed harder, it could have ended within 2 rounds. Shady also warns that Verhoeven might become disoriented under pressure and instinctively revert to high kicks, shaped by years of kickboxing habits.
But he is a 270-pound dude.
But you know what it be though for me, man? Like watching like different, like when McGregor fought Floyd, right? People thought it was competitive, whatever it is. But this simple things like his hands is always down, because if you watch him in the UFC, his hands is always down. Right. If Floyd really took it serious, it could be in 2 rounds and he knocked him out. So these guys, like when you're not a boxer, it's just different.
It comes down to preparation.
Yeah, and I hope you don't throw no kicks, because you know it's
second
muscle memory. You might just be.
Yeah.
Shady raises fresh concern that Rico Verhoeven could still fall back on high kicks if the pressure becomes overwhelming, and the discussion takes another turn when Mike Coppinger shares insight into why the fight with Oleksandr Usyk is really happening. Coppinger explains that Verhoeven had issues with Glory and was already considering leaving, even thinking about a move toward UFC, until Turki Al-Sheikh pushed the idea of a showdown with Usyk. This raises questions about whether Rico is simply testing boxing at the highest level, making a debut against a legend like Usyk a huge jump in his career path. Max Kellerman adds more context, referencing Muhammad Ali's fight with a Japanese opponent and how leg attacks created real problems, reinforcing the same concerns Shady is highlighting about style clashes and adaptation under pressure.
And one thing I want to add here is that Verhoeven, he was highly sought after. He was leaving Glory, he was known. He's been open about this. He was in talks to join UFC until Turki Al-Sheikh came in and said, here's a fight. And so I think it's great for him, and it's great for Usyk. Usyk's a guy that we all like. He deserves to be celebrated. I'm happy for him.
Guys, I've been into boxing since I was a little kid. And all I could tell you is this is the type of thing where when I was a kid, I might catch, like, I don't know, sports reporters, or maybe it wasn't as big, but like some kind of talk show talking about some kind of gimmicky fight, right? And Muhammad Ali fought a Japanese wrestler, Yoki, and he got kicked in the legs a lot. And I remember all the writers used to lament, like, oh my God, this is a farce and this and that.
What comes next after Rico still remains in debate, but right now Usyk is fully focused on preparation, training like a war as he commits completely to show his power against Verhoeven. In their recent face-off, the warnings from Rico are seen by fans as almost crazy. Aid Oladipo, who has been interviewing both fighters, shares his thoughts on how Usyk calmness always proves effective against every opponent. A fighter like Rico, king of kickboxing, facing a boxing king, has everyone waiting for May 23rd as both mindsets are fully revealed this time.
This guy literally is the king of that sport. He's been unbeaten for like 12 years. So he almost has this aura of, I'm the king. And then in walked Oleksandr Usyk, and he just has this, I don't know, man. Usyk's got a presence about him. Oh my God, there was one bit in there, yeah, where I said to Rico, tell me why you think you can beat that man. So I'm like, don't tell me, sorry, I said, no, tell Usyk why you think you can beat him. And Rico just kind of stares at Usyk, and he goes down right through Usyk's eyes, like literally looking at Usyk, and says, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, and Usyk just says, we'll see. And I was like, ooh.
As the debate heats up and many argue Rico Verhoeven has little chance against Usyk, Verhoeven fires back with a firm reality check. He says critics are overlooking his years of boxing work and steady improvement inside the ring. Rico points to his sparring experience with Tyson Fury, describing sessions so intense that other partners eventually quit, leaving only him and Fury training together. He believes that period gave him true elite level exposure, helping him handle pressure, refine his skills, and grow step by step as a fighter over time.
For a lot of people that don't know, I've been training boxing for the last, let's say, close to 15 years. So, like back in the day, Tyson Fury was training here in the Netherlands and they needed sparring partners. So that's how I got introduced to boxing on the highest level. So I came in as a sparring partner and I just kept showing up. And we were with a group of kickboxers, and I think after 2 weeks, it was just me. So I was like, where is everybody? Yeah, they canceled, so it's just you. Oh man, I gotta go 12 rounds by myself.
This is exactly what fuels Rico Verhoeven's confidence, as he believes he is capable of truly testing Usyk. Rico explains that he first entered the camp as a sparring partner for Tyson Fury before gradually becoming a long-term training partner as his boxing improved over time. When Peter Fury eventually stepped away from coaching Tyson, Verhoeven chose to stay under Peter's guidance, crediting that decision for his continued growth as a fighter. Rico insists his kickboxing background is not a weakness, but a strength that adds layers to his game. He says he is now fully prepared to step into boxing and challenge Oleksandr Usyk on the biggest stage.
I kept showing up. So I got a lot of respect from the team, from Team Fury. So for doing that and keep doing that. So I went from a sparring partner to a training partner and just been doing that ever since. At a certain point, my trainer, Peter Fury and Tyson Fury, they separated. So I stayed with Peter. Yeah, we've been training ever since. So even though I was kickboxing, he was there to help me work on my boxing, and I think that also helped me be a better kickboxer.
Chael, I love how you ask him this question about worrying about kickboxing, and his response is, I've been boxing with Tyson Fury for 15 years, so the answer is no, I'm not concerned, right?
As the tension builds across every camp, the spotlight now stays locked on Usyk and Rico Verhoeven's heated face-off, Ajit Kabayel's rising challenge, and Tyson Fury's loud warnings from the sidelines. With rivalries colliding and egos clashing, the path to the ring is getting more intense by the day, and every fighter is standing on edge waiting for what comes next. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.